How would you like to try some creative masking ideas on your Christmas cards this year? It's easy to do and I'm going to walk you through it. Welcome back to my Same But Different Christmas card series for 2021. Today is all about creative masking and I have been inspired by Laurie and I will put all her details linked in the description below. She's an amazing paper crafter. In particular, I have used her card inspiration from the Card Makers Success Summit class, which was called Creative Masking with Laurie. And what I wanted to do was take Laurie's card and sort of recreate it, but then stretch it out from there and make some very same but different cards using the same creative masking technique. And hopefully that will give you some inspiration to look at your supplies and see if you can get started or use what you've got to get a different look and be inspired to start creating some holiday cards. The summit is actually having a flash sale at the moment, so I will put my affiliate link in the description below, and you've only got a couple of days to purchase the all access pass if you haven't already. I keep going back and getting ideas from the videos, and I've already shared a couple of lives with you where I've featured some of the classes out of the summit and taken my inspiration from them, so it's good for me to go back and check out the videos and see what they did. I have changed up some of my techniques. I've also looked at some of the products I've used as a result of the classes. I found them really informative and a great resource. So if you do choose to use my affiliate link, I say thank you very much. It's a great way that you can support my channel. We've got lots of cards to make today and I can't wait to try out Laurie's technique and see how I go. So let's get started. Would you believe that Laurie actually designed these masking stencils, and I haven't used them as much as I wanted to. I love stencils. They're just not my go-to. So this creative masking class was perfect for me. So I'm using the rectangle masking stencil from Laurie, and I've got a piece of cardstock cut 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so this is the size of an A2 card front. I'm using that on all of my cards today, and you'll see that on these masking stencils there is actually an outline, so you can line up your pieces of cardstock on the outline and know that when I start blending my inks that it's going to be perfectly centered. And this is a time saver. It saved me so much time today in making my cards. I actually brought all my cards today together really quickly, and I've used the Altenew large blending tool, which is one of my faves, and I've come in with the Classy Stripes stencil, which I think is exactly the same as the one that Laurie used in her class at the summit. And now what I'm going to do is add some stripes, and I have brought in a smaller blending tool from Altenew and just adding some of the same heartbeat ink in from the edges of the stencil just to add some subtle lines and add that extra layer, even though I'm not adding any layers to my card. Pretty much these cards are all nearly one layer cards. Although I'm not working on the card front itself, I prefer to work on a separate piece of 80-pound cardstock and then add it to a card front, but you could certainly do these techniques directly on the front of a card. So now I'm going to be stamping. I've left my masking stencil in place while I stamp my image, and I've got the Mondo Holly. This is an Essentials by Alan stamp by Julie Ebersole. And I did find that I had to be a bit careful around the edges of the stamp and push a little bit harder along the edge of the stencil just to make sure that I got a pretty good impression. And I've done that stamping with some tuxedo black so that I can do some quick colouring with some Copic markers here. I am colouring over the ink that I've blended. I know this is not ideal, and if it's not your choice, don't do it. Be a little bit more selective. Maybe do your stamping and colouring first and then add your shading. I just didn't think of this in time, but down the track you'll notice that I get better at what I'm going to do. and the order that I want to do. And if I plan out my card that little bit better, this doesn't become a problem. Because if you look at this card, it's not my, I really like this card, but I didn't do it to perfection. I've actually got lines of ink showing over the leaves from the holly. And in the real world, I wouldn't like that to happen, but I'm not going to let that hold me back. This is a learning experience, and I'm using Laurie's class to teach me how to do it better, and I'm really impressed. It's such, I used a modern poinsettia from Altenew, one of the sentiments from that set, and I did overstamp that as well, so like double whammy on me. Two things that aren't my favorite about this card, and me and ink on my fingers, not good. So I did actually go and wash my hands before I put my card together here, because I knew what was going to happen, which is exactly what happened in this next card, which gave me an opportune moment for some selective sentiment placement. But before we get to that, let's finish this one. I've got some of the Nouveau Glaze here, which I'm really liking. Like, I haven't picked this thing up for ages, and it's not like the Glossy Accents. My Glossy Accents, I use it rarely, so every time I pick it up, it doesn't work. It's clogged up. I have to fight with it. But this particular product, I know it's not, doesn't sit as high as the Glossy Accents, but it never clogs. It's a very nice product. Okay, so my next card, I'm changing it up, but I'm doing the same thing again, same but different. I'm using the same size rectangle stencil. I'm using a different color. This is the Firefly ink from Altenew, and I have blended it. I've also done my stripes with the Classy Stripes stencil before I did my stamping. I did kind of work out where I wanted my this is the Modern Poinsettia from Altenew. I did work out where I wanted that before I stamped it, but I still wasn't thinking enough ahead. But I made it work, and I did some very quick colouring with some Copic markers. These colours will all be listed at my blog. All the products that I've used will be listed at my blog, and most of them will be in the supplies link below as well. So if you're not sure what I've used, simply head there and take a look. Otherwise, you can always leave me a comment and I'll see what I can do to help you to source these supplies. Some of them aren't available anymore. I'm just using what I have in my stash, and I'm encouraging you to use what you have in your stash and try and make it work for you. I did add some more of the Nouveau Glaze. It'll be linked. To the center of this flower, and where I had that black mark that I'd picked up off my finger on the plastic stencil, this is a learning curve, I added a sentiment. It's from Spellbinders. It's one I already had made from the mini set Christmas sentiment strips set, and I used that with hot foil. Alright, now I'm changing it up. I know, right? It's very bold. I have actually created my circle as a background now, so I'm using the masking stencil. It's a circle background, and I used the same, well, it wasn't the same. I actually used the sphere stencil this time, which is a little bit different to the Classy Stripes, but looks quite similar in the end result. And I had a little bit of trouble with this particular image. It's a red rubber stamp from Penny Black, and it's called Holly Tweet, and I just could not get this stamped right up to the edge, so I wasn't going to dwell on that. I came in and did some really quick colouring, not quite as quick as this video shows, but quick Copic colouring, and then restamped with some pigment ink. This is the Nocturne, and I simply just ended up not worrying about stamping this particular stamp right up to the edge. I came in with my Copic multi-liner and just drew in those black marks and lines along the edge, so you'd never know. Now I've got a sentiment here which is from the Mondo Holly set, and I just stamped that in some black ink and added a couple of clear droplets to the front of the card here. Right, so I'm doing a very similar card this time. I really liked the circle and I really liked using the blue tone on tone ink, which was the sea glass ink from Altenew. But this time I've grabbed the smaller circle and I've got a different stencil. I've got the Diamond Snowflakes stencil from Altenew, and I am just making sure that I'm colouring the stencil around where the image is going to be. I don't want to stencil exactly over where the image is going to be because it's going to make it harder to see the image. And this time I've chosen another penny black image, and I thought it'd be fun to try more of a comic feel with this kind of card and just see how it went, because it wouldn't be my go-to. I really liked Laurie's choice of the holly and that more sort of classical style Christmas card, but I'm changing it up in my true same but different style. And this one is from the Snow Much Fun set from Penny Black. And I've stamped out the image and also added a sentiment, which is from the My Favourite Things hand-lettered holiday greetings set. This is one of my go-to sets. Every year I bring this set out. I know it's been retired from MFT, but last year I've got a feeling they re-released it, and cross fingers it's going to be available again this year. And I thought I'd stick with the same sort of comic-y feel and just have another go at that with these stencils and this masking technique. And this time what I've done is used some really cute images from Essentials by Ellen, which is the Santa's list. But now I'm getting really clever. So what I've done is I've got the smaller rectangle masking stencil, and I've added some, and this time I used the green, the firefly. Then I stamped my images, then I coloured my images, then I re-stamped my images, and now I'm doing my stenciling. I've got it worked out. Now I know exactly where I need to add my stenciling after I've stamped and coloured my images. I know, no flies on me. This time I just wasn't liking the way the base of the image or the rectangle was looking. They weren't grounded enough, so I did come in and add a bit of extra green there, and that added a bit of a grounded area to the focal point and a sentiment from the hand-lettered holiday greeting set, and a few little gems and sprinkles along the way. I hope you're inspired to make some cards using some creative masking. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love it if you did, and click on the like button if you did enjoy today's video, and I'll look forward to seeing you here again next time. Till then, happy paper crafting. Bye.